What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. Big shout out to my doggy. Which doggy is it? Heart attack for coming through and boosting up the coin. So, we got some breaking news right now regarding Fake Paul and Mike Tyson. I'm geeked for this fight, I'm not gonna lie. This is up there for me. This is, well, it's like any other top fight, to be honest. This for me is in the league of Dubois and AJ or Fury and Usyk. I'm going to be honest in terms of my anticipation for it. Because I think Mike Tyson, where's he from again? Oklahoma. Where's Jake Paul from? Oklahoma? Listen, you plumber from Oklahoma. It's not Ohio, that's it. You see, I think Oklahoma sounds better, it sounds cornier. You plumber from Oklahoma. I'm Mike Tyson doing you some serious harm. That's what he's going to do. Yeah. It's time to get Fake Paul out of this game, and Mike's going to be in there. Not only is Mike Tyson going to smoke on Fake Paul, he's going to put my coins on too. I got $40 on Mike T to do the job, and I put some more for Mike to win on points as well. You can get Mike on points at like 14-1, so I put some on there. I think Mike knows how to tie up. Mike's a natural heavyweight, 230 pounds. It's very hard. Jake Paul's, if Jake Paul was fighting in real boxing, he'd be at 175. Fact. He would not be at cruiserweight, naturally. At 200 pounds, when he fought, let's look at him. He fought Mike Perry at 200 pounds. Watch this. Perry, and he looks soft. He doesn't look like an actual boxing athlete. When you look at proper cruiserweights, like for example, Jaya Pattaya, or you look at Usyk at cruiserweight, or Riakporhe, or Okoli, or Opataya. Yeah, he's got these these people. Fake Paul at 200 pounds versus Mike Perry. He's got these big bingo wings. Yeah, looking like a primary school dinner lady. That's what he's got. I'm fixing to show you right now. Come on, there's no definition. Soft. Yeah, he's 200 pounds soft. This is not the frame of someone who's legitimately 200 pounds. It's not. I've never seen a cruiserweight look that soft unless it's like James Toney or Roy Jones, who's gone up 10 weight divisions. Let's have a look. Jai Opataya. And the reason I use Opataya is because he's the same height as what's his name? 6'2". He's the same height as Fake Paul. So you see here, I think Fake Paul lies about his height anyway. I think he's 6 foot. That's probably why he looks soft. Jay Pattaya is lean at cruiserweight. Usyk was bone dry lean at cruiserweight. Yeah, these guys are a bit taller, to be fair, than Fake Paul, but still, he's not a natural cruiserweight. Yeah, so he's not even a natural cruiserweight, and this fight's been contracted. Mike's going to come in at 230. That's what Mike's going to weigh in on at the weekend. He's going to weigh in 230. And this guy, who was 200 pounds for this fight, if he's that soft at 200 pounds, you throw another... Apparently, Fake Paul's going to come in somewhere between 220 and 230. Let's call it 225. When you put another 20 pounds on, 15, 20 pounds, because he might have weighed 210 on fight night, it's going to be slow. He fought Tommy Fury at 185, I think. Let's have a look. And that really was Jake Paul's best shape. Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury weight. No, I didn't know this. This Mike Tyson versus Fake Paul. Here we go, 185. Jake Paul weighed in 185 against Tommy. Now, he probably would have rehydrated. Call it 200 pounds on fight night. That's not 225. That's 12 kilos, more or less. Putting another 25 pounds on. Oh, 10. What's that? Yeah. 25 pounds. So he weighed in at 183, which means he might have put 10 pounds on. Even if you say he put 15 pounds, even if you say he put 16.5 pounds on to make him 200 pounds on fight night, you've then got to find another 25 pounds, which is over like 11 kilos or something, 11, 12 kilos. It's a lot of weight, and it's dead. It's not propulsive weight. He's going to be slow. He's going to be gassed. Mike's been 230 his whole life since he was 12 years old. Essentially, right? 215. The point is, he's been a proper heavyweight, bone dry lean. Mike Tyson was bone dry lean at 215 pounds. Fact. Bone dry. Fake Paul looked like a dinner lady at 215. Yeah? Because even here, this is how you know he's a 175er. This is the weigh-in for Fake Paul versus Tommy. Tommy's actually a bigger guy than him, if that makes sense. Because Tommy's actually lean at 185. And we know this, Tommy's quite tall as well. He's got that 6'3", he's got that bare knuckle kind of shtick going on. But Fake Paul here, he doesn't even look, he looks like a 175er. He's still soft. He's still soft. When was the last time you saw a soft 175er, folks? That makes sense. You don't. Because, like, if you're soft Jake Paul's softy at 185. You can just see there's no definition there. If you're soft at 185, that means you are a 175 pounder. So Fake Paul legitimately would compete in boxing at 175. And this fight, he's going to weigh in about 225. So even if you think Fake Paul's really good against Tommy, you don't appreciate how slow he's going to be. And that slowness only benefits Mike. It's going to give Mike more time to see things coming. It's going to make Jake Paul slower. Yeah, the argument is, well, he's got more power. It's slower power though, and that's all Mike needs. Mike doesn't need to be dealing with a whole bunch of twitch and a whole bunch of energy in there. Yes, naturally you'd like to think Jake Paul will have more energy than Mike, but 225, you don't understand it. I've got a small frame, and the more you go up in weight, you're blowing after you start blowing a lot quicker, obviously. But Mike Tyson's natural at that weight. He's been carrying that. It's not pumped up, I want to be on America's Next Best dinner lady competition. That's what Fake Paul's really competing in. He's not competing in boxing. Anyway, here's the rule set. Here's the point of the video. Here's the rule set. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson is happening this month as an officially sanctioned professional fight with the following rules. 8 2-minute rounds. 14-ounce gloves. No headgear. Knockouts allowed. And the result goes on official records. So, listen, this is good for Mike, yeah? 2-minute rounds are manageable. That third minute, when you're actually in there, that third minute, the first one or two actually go quite quickly. You can almost feel rushed in 2 minutes, but that extra minute, that's when you start blowing. It's in the third minute that you start thinking. You never see fighters really look at the clock in the first 2 minutes. It's in that third minute, so he hasn't got to worry about that. Yes, he's 60 still. But what you notice about most of the rounds are, the bell goes, you actually miss the first 5 seconds more or less. The bell will go and then they'll get off their stool kind of thing. So it's a minute and 55 seconds. Still, you can argue it's quite a long time. I'm telling you it benefits Mike. That's what that does. If it was 3 minutes, I can see how in the last third he's going to be hanging a bit. In 2 minutes, it's hard. Mike's training hard. Mike's training hard. He's training hard. Now the 14-ounce gloves. What's my thoughts on this? The 14-ounce gloves, bigger gloves. I want to see. Let's see what Mike. I want to see what Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones glove size. Honestly, personally, 12 ounces. The rules for the fight included 8 2-minute rounds as well as 12-ounce gloves, as opposed to the more traditional 10-ounce gloves. So yeah, the gloves, I mean, this is why I'm betting on as well. I'm betting on the fight going the distance. You can get a 2-to-1 bet now for this fight to go the distance. And in 14-ounce gloves for professional fighters. Unless the only way there's a knockout in this fight is if Mike Tyson catches Fake Paul, or if Mike's just shot to pieces like Evander Holyfield was when he fought Vitor Belfort, or like Chuck Liddell was when he fought Tito Ortiz. There's no way that if Mike comes in as I expect, which is not the best ever, but solid, there's no way Fake Paul's putting him out in 14-ounce gloves. Mike knows what to do. He knows what to do. He's not going to get caught like this, just stiff and slow. He's not going to get caught like that. And it's only 2 minutes. So I think there's a good chance this fight goes the full distance. It's only 16 minutes. It's only 16 minutes in big old gloves. Knockouts are allowed though. And what was I going to add on this situation? A lot of people I mentioned it before, but a lot of people keep talking about, Jake Paul's young. He is young, but it's the level he's at. Oh, IB, fake Paul's power, his big right hand. Where was it with Tommy? Yes, Tommy's quite tricky, but he's not... Throw Tommy in there for a British Championship right now. Put him in there with Dan Aziz. See what happened. Yeah, he get chewed up and spat out, I believe. Because Tommy Fury, as much as fake Paul isn't no good, Tommy Fury also went life and death with fake Paul. Yeah. Life and death with fake Paul. In the first round, Tommy put it on fake Paul. Let me show you now. Let me get the clip up. And fake Paul was literally like scrambling for dear life. Tommy Fury versus Jake. And this is what Jake Paul does under pressure. Mike Tyson's already called it out. Mike Tyson said he's going to run like a thief. Oh, come on, man. When the moody ads. Fake Paul can't fight under pressure. It's hard to do. I'd argue it's the hardest thing to actually learn in boxing. Learning how to stay calm and know what to do when fire's coming back. The most basic thing to do is to stand and get teed off on. The higher level things are, obviously, then you learn to put your hands up and ride with the shots. But then, at some point, you have to mix in the offense into the defense. That's what the good fighters do. Unless you see Canelo, to be fair, until he's in there with Bivol, actually. And that shows you what levels do. Normally, Canelo, when he's under fire, even against Triple G, to be honest, he'd be defending but then looking to come back. But then again, you put Canelo in there with Bivol and he wasn't looking to come back no more. He was safety first, defense only. So yeah, it's a complex situation, which really potentially describes another element here. Yeah, we've seen what levels can do. Levels and essentially power can do to a pretty solid fighter. Yeah? Levels turned Canelo. Levels and actual size. A little bit more size. Levels and a little bit of more natural size. They weighed the same, more or less. Levels and actual size completely turned Canelo out. And he's an experienced veteran. He won't do the things he normally does in there. My point? Fake Paul going in there with a heavyweight for the first time in his life. The first time in his life is in there with a man 225 pounds who's decent. And I put to you, and I've been saying for a while, if Tommy Fury can get you covering up and galloping backwards and looking all bent out of shape, if you're not able to suck in and look to be dangerous when Tommy Fury's slapping, I put to you, fake Paul's cooked with Mike Tyson. That's what I put to you. Yeah? We've seen it before. I've seen Jake Paul running around from Tyrone Woodley. He panics. He panics and run. And that's fine. Listen, it's hard. It's not an easy game to do, but end of the day, I'm fixing to make coins. And I'm not betting on someone. Whatever you say about Mike, he's never capped his pants like that. He gave Holyfield a good run, then he got beat up, he got tired or whatever, but he's never like, Mike's an experienced boxer. He knows what to do. Fake Paul does not. And I'm going to show you now. Okay, what round's this? I think it's in round 1, so must be not there. Here we go. This is it here. Straight on it. Straight on the money. So we got Fake Paul and Tommy Fury in round 1. Yeah? So Fake Paul comes in. Looking at the floor again, no doubt. Just slinging his hand around. So now Tommy Fury starts the assault. Look at Fake Paul. Just Fake Paul looking at the floor and just slinging his lead hand out. He looks at the floor, watch. So he's looking at the floor now, he's looking at the floor, he's looking at the floor, he's looking at the floor. And then he stabs out, look at that. He stabs that out, stabs his lead hand out, and he's just getting slapped to pieces. Slapped to pieces. Looking at the floor, and he throws them clubbing shots. He clubs his lead hand out. Mike's going to be in there. I'm telling you now, do not be shocked. If Fake Paul's under it and he sticks his lead hand... Oops. Canal, he took a light off. I'm not going to lie. Don't be surprised, yeah. If Mike puts it on him and Fake Paul's panicking and he pikes his hand out, Mike's going to go whoop. Yeah? He'll tuck into his right hand side and drive that right uppercut from the back. And you'll see Fake Paul's barn. It's like, in the air, and that'll be it. Do not be shot, or certain, maybe not it. I think in 14-ounce gloves, it's hard to be clinical. But still, it'll fake Paul will be thinking twice. Yeah, if Tommy Fury's got you all bent out of shape and whatnot. Look at this here. Look at this here. Look, and this is fake Paul. Look at fake. Tommy's just slapping, man. Tommy's just slapping, and he's got no answer. Look, he's fake Paul. Look, he's looking at the floor, man. He's looking at the floor. He's not even looking. He's looking at the floor, and that's. So you see this one here, yeah? You see this one here? This really describes, actually, I'm glad I found this clip here. This describes exactly what I'm talking about. So imagine now, fake Paul's under pressure. You see this situation here? All Mike's going to do, yeah? You see this situation right here? All Mike's going to do is dip to his right-hand side, get under it a bit more than Tommy did. Tommy didn't get under it. Mike's going to dip to his right-hand side, and that right hand there is going to come whoop, boop, and that his big head's going to fly backwards. Because this is how he throws his jab. He throws his jab like, close his eyes. He closes his eyes, look at the floor and stab it out. Same with his right hand. So it's multiple angles here Mike can come from. I've done the breakdown already. I'm tired of trying to educate you, man. I've done the breakdown already on Mike versus Roy Jones. Roy's jab, even though he's older, he's not as quick as he used to be, but Roy's jab is quicker than fake Paul's. And Mike was able to slip off and counter Roy's jab. And Roy wasn't even stabbing it. Roy was just trying to flap it out. So when Jake Paul's 225 pounds, slow as molasses, and he's stabbing his lead hand forward, that's what you're going to see. Or when he's looking at the floor and shutting his eyes and bowling his right hand over, you're going to see Mike dip to the left and ring uppercut. And I'm telling you now, that's the shot. That's the shot. If there is a shot, it's the uppercut from some angle. After one of fake Paul's stabbing shots. He's hyperextending his arm. Just look at that. It's like, normally, to get these kind of angles in a fight, so for Tommy Fury to be on the outside of Jake Paul's jab arm, it would have had to require some head movement. Tommy Fury didn't move his head. This is all fake Paul. This is all fake Paul pulling away. He's not looking at what he's doing. Watch. Looking at the floor, stabbing it out. No, in fact, that angle there as well was crazy. Oh, come on, man. So look at that. He almost broke his elbow, man. It's almost breaking his elbow. Just stretching. He's not even in the fight at this point. I don't know who he's fighting at this point. Who is Jake Paul fighting at this point? This was not artistic headwork from Tommy that got him on the outside of the jab. It's not. I don't know what this is. Jake Paul needs to be like 2 inches the other way. I mean, come on, man. And this was at Jake Paul's best weight, essentially. I think 185 is his best weight. He should never be more than that. And it shows. He's not bone dry lean. So now put another, how many pounds? 185. He will reinflate from there. So let's call it 195. To put another 30 pounds on from your natural weight, which wasn't even that lean. He's actually a 175er. Bone dry lean, Jake Paul will be 175. So 175 are going... Which means if you're 175, you're probably 190. Going from 190 to 225, 35 pounds. You're going to be slower than you were in this fight. He wasn't even catching Tommy with the panic jab, look at the floor. Yeah, Tommy just slapped this guy to pieces. He'd look at the floor and stab his hand out, just guessing, hoping for the best. And that's Tommy who can't punch. Even if you think Tommy can box, which I don't, but even if you think he can't punch. That's documented. Fact. So if you're all bent out of shape and closing your eyes and stabbing out and not looking at what you're doing with Tommy, when you're in there with a legitimate heavyweight who can punch, you're in trouble. I'm talking to myself. I feel to put some more coin on this one here. That's what I feel to do right now. I feel to put some more coins on. Tell the truth. I think if it gets back to 4-1, if it gets back to 3-1, 4.0 decimal, I'll put some more bread on. Because this is I've got 15 quid on the draw as well. I've got 15 quid on the draw at 15-1. I think, I'll talk about it more at the time, but I do think that it's going to be hard. If the fight goes to points, Mike only needs to win about 3 rounds. It's going to be hard for boxing judges in a somewhat close fight. If Mike legitimately wins 3 rounds, or even if Mike wins 2 rounds, and there's 2 swing rounds, Mike's getting them. I assume Mike's getting all the swing rounds. Because we even saw this in Jake Paul versus Tommy. A lot of us thought, oh, it'll be rigged for Jake. I thought that. I thought, oh, I'll bet on Jake because he's going to have the leaning. He's the A side. The leaning is going to be towards him. Now, Jake scores a knockdown, controversial or not. In a close fight, the A side normally gets the decision. But because of boxing, people don't like fake Paul coming in and robbing it from a boxer. Even Tommy, who's not a real boxer. So imagine, what judge? Judge is mainly like 50, 60-year-old. What 50, 60-year-old judge is going to give a somewhat close fight? Or let's say Mike Tyson wins 3 rounds. Only 3 rounds. What judge is going to, if a Mike wins 3 rounds, they ain't going to give fake Paul the win, I don't believe. So at the best, Mike needs to win 2 rounds, yeah? If Mike wins 2 rounds, he's getting a draw. Bottom line. The judges are going to be gagging to give this fight a draw and or a Mike win on points. Now, obviously, if Mike Tyson knocks him out, then we're on, because we've got this one here. But I don't like, especially in 14-ounce gloves, and given Mike's age, I don't like betting on knockouts. That's in general. So that's where I'm leaning towards. Mike on points, or a draw. Or Mike Tyson knock his head off. I don't fake Paul. Or actually, I've put some money. How much have I put on? I've got about 15 quid at 2-1 for the fight to go points. So if Jake Paul wins on points, I win. If the fight is a draw, I win. If Mike Tyson on points, I win. I think at 2-1. I can't see fake Paul knocking Mike out. Mike knows how to clinch. He's heavy. He knows how to... I don't believe it. Even if people say, oh, someone was saying the other day, I think it was Ade. He was saying, oh, Mike's old and he was shot 20 years ago against Kevin McBride. Obviously, Mike is old, but Mike didn't get knocked spark out by Kevin McBride. He quit. He was finished psychologically. He's already said, I'm not coming back for the money. I'm coming back because I want to prove a point. That's the difference here. In Kevin McBride, who here thinks Mike Tyson was trying to prove a point? He was not. He was going there for the bag. He said now, I don't need this. I got money rolling in for doing YouTube videos. He don't need it. He's doing it because he wants to. It's completely different. And besides, people saying, why be Kevin McBride not Mike Tyson out? Kevin McBride would punch the head off Jake Paul. I don't know what you man are on. I don't know what you man are on at all. All due respect. That Mike Tyson who was in there with Kevin McBride would not beat the brakes off fake Paul. I don't care what he quit against. Yeah, let's show you this fight now, because you man are pissing me off talking about YB, he quit against McBride, haha, McBride. You man, these Jake Paul homosexuals think Jake Paul would do something with Kevin McBride. They do. McBride. Let's have a look at this now for you, man. Put your man on. Look at this mic here, look. This is the highlights. Come on, man. Come on, man. If you think fake Paul is dealing with this Mike Tyson here, you're bugging. You're just bugging, man. McBride, whatever you say about him, he's a proper heavyweight. And really, McBride was like an old school heavyweight, if that makes sense. He's not like the new school bums are like David Price. They've got no nous about them. This guy Kevin McBride could have a fight, which is what he did. He has some grit. Look at Mike stabbing him with some good shots. It's not the cleanest work that Mike's ever done, but this Mike or this Kevin McBride would do a number. Look at the head movement from Mike. He's still moving the head. Slipping in, so I don't know what everyone's talking about. Oh, he was finished 20 years ago. He wasn't that finished. He psychologically wasn't that gagging to really dig deep anymore. But yeah, he wasn't finished. Look at that. This ain't a finished fighter, man. This ain't a finished fighter. This ain't a finished fighter winging away. It's just not. So yeah, So forget about that whole narrative they keep running. Oh, McBride. This Tyson, you put him in there with fake Paul, legitimately. I'm broke, yeah, but I'd get all my money together. If we could go back to 2005 and drag this Mike Tyson in there with fake Paul, I'd bet, honestly, I'd bet anything on it. So this is literally a question of if Mike was 48, like Anderson Silva was, there's no question. 10 years ago. There's no question at all 10 years ago. It's literally that. It's like 48 to 58 is a big jump. 48 to 58 is similar to 58 to 68. It's like, whoa, you start getting old at that point, 58, man. You start getting old. That's the only question we got here. And even then, I've seen enough footage. Does Mike look the sharpest he's ever looked? No. He's sharp enough, number one, not to get knocked out by a fake Paul. And number two, he's sharp enough to win 2 or 3 rounds, which is going to get him a draw. No judge on his land is going to give fake Paul a close decision. No judge. They couldn't even give Tommy. Tommy ain't got no nous like that. Never mind Mike Tyson. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like up the bell. 100%. There's no doubt about this one. People, stop it.